Both the BLM and ranchers have been enthusiastic about a new pilot program, outcome-based grazing, that's come down from Washington in 2017.
The outcome-based grazing program is a very exciting initiative that Washington office came out with in 2017. And there's 11 public land ranches throughout the West, 5 of which are in Nevada, that were accepted as demonstration projects for this particular initiative. The whole goal of outcome-based grazing authorizations is to increase the operator's flexibility so that they can be reacting to annual variations in moisture, disasters, wildfire, whatever might occur on the land. They can be reacting to modify operations as the land changes annually.
I'm pretty pleased that the BLM is finding new and innovative ways to allow some of those ranchers the flexibility to do those kind of things that we're asking for.
The outcome-based grazing program allows us to develop a project to manage our resources for the different objectives. There's 6 different objectives, one of them being managing for wildlife, for range resources, for managing for the weeds, for fire. That's one of the reasons why we selected this allotment in this ranch, because as you can see from this area out here, this is like the ideal area.
I'm the general manager for Elko Land and Livestock. Elko Land and Livestock is a wholly owned subsidiary of Newmont Mining. We own or operate on about 1 million acres in northern Nevada. Of all the ranches we have, the Horseshoe Ranch is probably in the most deteriorated ecological condition. The ground we're standing on, the allotments have a tendency to burn about every 3 to 5 years. So what's that, and the increase in cheatgrass and the dominance of cheatgrass is what continues to pack that fire return cycle. Years ago when they set the permits in place, they were dealing with a perennial dominated shrub ecosystem. That's changed. We know that's changed. We know the dominance of cheatgrass has increased, and there's hardly any shrubs left in our landscape. And that's problematic to me as a rancher, you as a sportsman, and just as Nevada in general. We've got to have sagebrush in our sagebrush ecosystem to make it function properly.
So do we want to go out in the fall and do some fall grazing, some dormant season grazing to clean up that cheatgrass so that next spring those perennials have a better chance of coming up? What would you want to do out here this fall?
You know, if you could come in here and graze some of this off for about 3 months this fall, I think it'd be extremely worth it. The amount of forage available changes every year. The amount of cheatgrass, the amount of precipitation, the time that it comes changes every year. It was a mistake to think we could put grazing into a box and say you're going to turn 500 cows into this allotment for 7 days or 15 days or whatever it is. As we look, being able to have the flexibility to look at our allotments, know the amount of forage that's available, know the right time and timing, is key to ranchers having success in improving the ecological conditions of rangelands.
We have a targeted grazing program that it's out in the Boulder Valley allotment. This allotment burns every year. It's one of our repeat offenders. We get this burning every year. This year we developed a program to where they could go out. They had I think it was over 2,000 head of cattle, and they grazed out there hard and heavy for 3 weeks to clean up a lot of that cheatgrass, and they did trailing, and we had fencing so where they were confined to this area to hopefully build in that fire break if anything were to break. Well, it did this year. And you can see in some of the pictures the fire came up through our fire break that we did this targeted grazing on, and it kind of fingered in and stopped. So it was a huge success. We're very excited about it, and that is also one of the projects that we worked with Elko Land and Livestock on.